yeah. Welcome back, y'all. Another episode of the Weekend High Podcast. This is the No Shave November carryover episode. But I think what I'm saying, I still got some swag with it. But anyway,
Yeah.
another episode, man. Your boy back. Jack Spades. Remember, I'm gonna get you, sucker, yeah. That's who I am this week. Your boy Jack. Shout out to my man, old school Bernie Casey, one of our actors who don't get his just due a lot. He was all in them.
Oh man, hey, he another pro athlete actor.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. Him, Fred Williamson from Geary, of course. From Geary, of Hammer, Fred Williamson. He played sports. Then you had
John Amos.
Jim Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Your boy OJ and shit.
Oh yeah. Lenthal in this bitch.
Hey, still nigga.
Hell yeah. You had your man from Sesame Street, Willie Dynamite himself.
Gordon Gang.
Yeah. You got to have vision. You remember that nigga on Willie Dynamite? He had the cocaine pinky. You got to have vision.
Hey, he said he was doing Sesame Street like 11 months after that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
He said that was brownstone.
He said he's showing his range, Hey,
I know, right?
Hey, the most famous scene when he came down those steps, remember? He had that that Bobby with the coat. He had the coat, he had his hands behind his back, he was coming down the steps, man.
Hey, you was walking down the stairs.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Shout out to all the black actors that didn't get they just do. We know who they are because when you see their faces, you be like, "Oh, I know her." Or when you watch Good Times, you'll see them pop up on Good Times sometimes. If you watch Good Time reruns, you'll be like, "Damn, I remember that dude was in." You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. So it's good to recognize those actors back in the day. But yeah, man, welcome back. Another episode. Back to have you here, man. Big Swag with me once again. As always, doing our thing. Current event show, you know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna get right into it, man. Current event show. It's a lot of events that happened this week. One of the things, I guess we would just pop it off on a good note, man, because we've been talking about reparations, and there's been a lot of talk of it, but California has come with a number. You know what I'm saying? Their governor. Gavin Newsom. Yeah, they hired a board. Basically, the California reparations proposal could mean $223,000 per person in payments for black residents. Gavin Newsom has pushed the reparations program, which seeks to correct the California government calls what California government calls a housing wealth gap. So Gavin Newsom and the has been pushing the proposal. Now we won't make it seem like he was just all for it, like he was out front of everything, like yes, let's do it, But he is out in front of line. I mean, but really, he is out in front of everybody as far as politics go, because you hadn't seen any politicians or governors push this. And actually push a number. They always talk about we'll talk about it, we'll get back to it, we got to do some research on it. How will we even give it out? We don't even have enough money for it. You always hear a million different things. And then speaking to his track record, not to say I'm a fan of his, but I'm just looking at the track record and the resume. He is the one who started, who pushed through the Bruce Beach in California for that family getting that beach back. Despite what you may think, I mean, he's still out in front of everything. Like I say, he got some backlash stuff on his resume too. But at the same time, I'm for him if he pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, he awfully progressive, man. He's different than the mix that we done had in the past.
Oh, definitely, most definitely. But yeah, he's definitely. I think. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. The Madness maybe making to do this because you know, it's kind of been said or alleged that he might make a presidential run. So to have this on your resume, if you're trying to make a
Ooh.
presidential run, I'm really gonna.
Hey, he just
I
going
mean,
through there
that's really
checking
gonna
the
push you
boxes.
over the
Hey, he
top.
going through there checking the boxes.
Because from the outward appearance, it would mean that basically, okay, if he pushed for reparations and let's say the state gets it, he could definitely jump on the presidential ticket because then he gets have that on his resume. So think of what he was nationwide. He's going to get all the black vote nationwide, pretty much. Most of the black people are going to vote for him nationwide. Once they see that, they're going to be like, okay, if he did it in the state, he definitely going to probably do it federally on the federal level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah,
just,
man.
it would just be a surprise if he didn't. Like if he pushed it through in California, they got it, and then he went to become president. It's pretty. I mean, he would pretty much be a safe shot to say that we would have at least have. It would be somebody in the White House that you could say that he's really for, pushing for reparations or getting reparations. Now I don't know if say everybody say, well, the Senate is going to knock him down the House. That might be true, but at least he tried. I can at least respect him. Like, well,
Yeah, yeah.
damn, he got a
Receipts
resume.
don't lie.
Right. I mean, he got his state. So definitely he gonna win his state. And California is a big state always in politics to win.
He out
So
there running from California like the free zone.
basically his task, Gavin Newsom's reparations task force received projections from a consulting panel that basically shows. Hold on, y'all, because I know what's gonna happen. I'm on one of the news things, and the little video might pop up, whatever. But basically, they received projections from a consulting panel that showed California may need to pay over $200,000 per person to Black residents if the state wishes to make good on promises of reparations for past housing discrimination. Now, basically, he's pushing this through for past housing discrimination, and that's cool too because that's still that is
It's a
still
start. It's a start.
well, it's still a spinoff. It's a still spinoff of it. Jim Crow and all of that, redlining is all still a spinoff of the laws they made based off after slavery. So I take that too. It's cool. I mean, however they want to phrase it, that's cool as long as them checks coming. But you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So basically, it says Newsom has aggressively pushed his plan to provide financial reparations to Black Californians who he says must be financially compensated for decades of discrimination, which is true. The California Reparations Task Force 5-member economic consultant team reported that under the initiative, qualifying Black residents in the state could qualify for $223,000 per person. And the task force consultant team drew ballpark number by examining gaps in housing and speculating the approximate amount of wealth lost between 1933 and 1977. One damn dog came in. Okay.
I know. I heard it sound like the mystical album, like.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't even cut that! Don't even cut that! Don't even cut that!
Hell no. But basically the approximate amount of wealth lost between 1933 and 1977. It says the state panel says that Black Californians lost $5,074 per year under previous housing policies. So they lost $5,074 per year between 1933 and 1977. So if you add that up with inflation, it's the $559 billion figure is in reference to a scope of work document presented to the California Reparations Task Force by its 5-member economic consultant team during our September public hearing in Los Angeles. The California Reparations Task Force clarified in a statement for Fox News. The group added, according to the economic consultant team, the $559 billion figure represents the state of California's maximum liability for de jure home ownership discrimination if all 2.5 million Black California residents who lived in the state in 2021 were descendants of the enslaved in the United States, and they spent the entire time period from 1933 to 1977 in California, they can go ahead and apply. Also, of course, once again, they have to be descendants of slaves. They have to have a lineage. So you can't just be Black and just apply for it. You got to have, come from a foundational Black American lineage to get this. So it limits the potential reparations to descendants of free or enslaved Black people in the country at the end of the 19th century, rather than all Black people, as many reparations advocates have pushed for. Um, See, the thing about a lot of advocates pushing for all Black people should get it is basically that means pretty much we wouldn't get it. You get what I'm saying? Because you don't have a legal basis. You know, every Black person, if you didn't come from an FBA background, then how can you sit up there and say, you know, I should get reparations?
Hell yeah.
Now
I
you might
mean, what? Go
go
ahead.
ahead. You good? No, you good.
Oh no, I was gonna say because if it's just like any black person, they can hold up a card and be like, if you're lighter than this, then you don't get it type shit, you know.
So exactly. But so it's basically supposed to be positioned to the freedmen. You know what I'm saying? Of if you want to be technical, because a lot of people say, well, Black isn't a race. Okay, right, but it's still you can they can file it under the freedmen, which we were. They were freedmen. Um, the enslaved freedmen. So I mean, I don't think every you know, Black person should get it if you're not a foundational Black American. Now, if you're from another country and you were, you know what I'm saying, and it was another country enslaving your people, then you should get reparations from whoever, you know, did the wrong. We still gotta have to, you still gotta do justice. You can't just say, well, you know what, all Black people should get it. Because guess what? When all Black people get it, you ever get them little settlements in the mail that says, you know, class action suit, you get $2.30.
Yeah,
That's what this shit will be. You know what I'm
67 cents.
saying? That's what it would be. You know what I'm saying? And then we don't we still really didn't get anything. So it should go to the ones who are descendants of foundational Black Americans or freedmen in the country of America. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, you know what I'm saying? No offense to my, you know, brothers in diaspora, but you know, I mean, let's just be real. I mean, if you wasn't here, then you know, you don't get shit. I mean, that's just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't just have immigrated here in 1985 and be like, I get a chick too. I've been discriminated because I've been discriminated against because that's what, you know, that's what a lot of times you hear the rumblings say. They think it's basically reparations is a racial discrimination. It's not about racial discrimination. It was about a debt that is owed to a specific group of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a debt owed. It ain't about oh, I got discriminated too. We all got discriminated. No, it's not a discrimination suit. It's a
This
debt
is I
owed.
had to sit on the airplane between two fatties. I want reparations.
Right, exactly. Right. I guess, yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I mean, you just don't get it because I mean, you can't just be like, well, I'm Black too, and I should get it too. No, I mean, it's for think about it. There was wealth taken, there was land taken, there was future dividends that never got. You know, there were policies put in place, laws put in place. So it's like,
Mhm.
you know, it ain't for everybody. But I'm just saying not to say that everybody can't get it because, like, you know, for Jamaica, they gotta sue the UK, they gotta sue Britain. You know what I'm saying, for their reparations because that's who they up under. You know what I'm saying? So, um,
Mhm.
you know, that's the way it gotta be with that. But I'm happy to see. I am happy to see that there's been the movement. You know, everybody say, "Oh, we ain't gonna never get it. They ain't never gonna listen." Now it's like we at the doorstep, and everybody like, "Damn, you getting $5 FBAs
Yeah.
pop up already?" And well, you know, my third grandfather was FBA. You know what I'm saying?
Twice
You get see,
removed.
you know, you seeing all people coming out of the woodworks now. And also, there's been a big movement. There was an article in Forbes magazine recently. Forbes magazine had an article saying that actually um, reparations payments could increase life expectancy. I mean, damn, it definitely will. You know, that's one less stress you got to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What do you think about that statement there, or what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it's the truth because peace of mind is the most healthy thing you can have, really, besides a full functioning body. But like, you can be in tip top shape and be stressing about money and do a damper on your life expectancy just based on stress alone. So and money will bring other stresses, I'm sure, but just the just the comfort of not having to worry about ends meeting, especially like if you live in check to check. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of advantages.
Mhm.
And honestly, man, we owed it. This entire country was built basically on our backs. You know what I mean? I no one in
Yeah,
my family
yeah.
got 40
Now go
acres nor you. You know what I'm saying?
exactly, exactly. Now in the Forbes article, it says, basically, in addition to generational trauma that is passed down, racism is baked in the fabric of every American system, including housing, education, healthcare, and the workplace. Though there is nothing that can be done to erase the past harms that Black people in the U.S. have endured, reparations may be a great step to assist in the restoration process. It says now, some reparations critics argue that cash payments won't produce meaningful changes for Black Americans, but a new study may disprove this claim. Researchers analyzed data from 33,000 U.S. adults aged 50 and older between April 1992 and July 2019. The researcher found that reparations payments of $8,228,000 per household would eliminate the current wealth gap, thus increasing the lifespan of Black middle-aged and older adults and decreasing the Black white survivor gap from 4 years to 1.4 years. An interesting question to ponder is the role that money and wealth plays within society. Wealth may improve health through stable access to health care, housing, food, education, while offering protection from chronic stress associated with economic uncertainty, researchers in the studies found. Now, what do you think about that?
I feel exactly
Those
what
are
they
all
said.
facts, wasn't they?
Yeah, they were spitting. No,
Yeah,
just like I was saying, just that peace of mind and not having to worry about the next payment. Like they said, the health care,
How would it change your life? How would it change your life if you received a check
huh?
for
Oh,
$828,000?
man, it'll change my life because I'm more financially aware than I was when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Because I came into a windfall of money one time when my grandma died. I mean, it wasn't no six figure bequeathment or anything, but still, I mean, it was enough to where if I had half the literacy that I have now, then I'd probably be sitting somewhere different, or at least at a different station in life. But yeah, I mean, you have people that's gonna set up something for financial literacy. Excuse me. But yeah, that access to get health care, because basically, it's a lot of people that look like us that don't go see anybody until they can't even open their mouth because cold air got their teeth fucked up, messed
Yeah,
up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it really takes a lot for black people to go to a doctor simply because they don't even want the bill and they don't want to go into debt. You know,
yeah, yeah.
just the medical coverage and peace of mind, man. That's enough to make a lot of people's life less strenuous and longer. I'm telling you.
Right. Um, Now there was it. Now the article also mentioned we covered this before. Evanston, Illinois. They told themselves as being the first U.S. location to start issuing reparations to Black residents. But of course, remember the Evanston, Illinois thing really wasn't reparations. It was more so like Section 8 if you signed up for it, because every person didn't get it. They didn't base it off lineage, and it was like you get like $2,000. That's not reparations. So,
They might call it that, but
yeah, it
this
was.
ain't
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Now, what Forbes magazine is calling reparations, which is the $828,055 to be exact, um, I definitely do see that it could improve health. It would actually improve my health, my wealth, my being, my mind, because a lot of us go through a lot of mental stress. Not to say that our counterparts in America don't, but we also have another component that we got to deal with is, this thing right here that we got, we got to wear constantly. So with that comes more added stress, you know what I'm saying, when you're dealing with law enforcement officers or any kind of authority figure, you know what I'm saying? You're always worried, like, damn, is this gonna be the day I get the wrong cop to put, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Um,
man, the cherries and berries, man. Oh,
you know, so it's just a lot of things. I mean, not to say the money will cause that to go away, but at least, you know what I'm saying, that would be a stress. A lot of people are dealing with mortgages, student loans. Now, this was one person that Forbes had polled. This is a black person, and they said that this is what this brother, his name is uh, Zachary Nunn. He said that that money would certainly create room to breathe for myself, wife, and children. With that money, I would pay off my mortgage and put aside enough cash to cover 2 years of living expenses, save another portion of my daughter's, take a family trip, and invest the remaining in living corporate. Not only would that much money help us in here and now, but also help us build generational wealth, because he owns his own business too. So he said that would just help his business too. Um,
mm.
so basically, it was legal for in the Fair Housing Act of 1968. It was legal for Black people to be discriminated against when renting or buying a home. Discriminatory practices like racial steering, redlining, and exclusionary zoning laws kept Black people concentrated in lower income neighborhoods and made Black home ownership more difficult. With home ownership being the primary source of wealth for U.S. families, racist housing practices heavily contributed to the black-white wealth gap. That does make sense because usually that's the main thing that people, get to use wealth is they get a house passed down to them, or piece of land passed down to them. But if you never had access to home ownership, then you can't really pass down nothing.
You
Um,
know,
my one set of my grandparents, they weren't. My grandmother wasn't actually able to pass down her home. She had to end up, vacating it and moving to an apartment, in her latter years, and the other grandparents, luckily they were able to keep the homes. They actually had owned two homes and they're still in the family now, relatives
yeah.
living. So that's some generational wealth. And I actually have percentage in that. Because when they passed away, a lawyer showed up and said, "Hey, you got this percentage, you got this percentage." So I have a percentage of that, and
Let me find
I got a percentage in that
out.
property. So on one hand, actually, I lucked out because it's like, damn, I do have a percentage. I mean, a very small percentage, but it's still a percentage nonetheless. Because I share it with other relatives. So I have 10% interest in it. A 10% share. But I think it's good to um, I think it's good to be able to pass down these things that we can, like you said before, you were saying this before, using it as a vehicle of life insurance or real estate. And now even cryptocurrency, that's something that can be passed down, and kept, even though the markets are not looking the best right now, but that's the time to buy. That's the time to set up for the future. But moving right along, y'all. I mean, I told y'all I was gonna stop saying but I keep doing it, man. This ain't my y'all gonna get me on that, but there it is. But
but
yes, yes. So reparations, man, it looks like it's pushing through. I'm sure
hey,
like
it's round the back curve. Pretty soon, it's gonna be walking up the walk to ring the doorbell. I'm telling you.
you know what I'm saying. These are the kind of faces you're gonna see when those checks hit and clear.
They be like, I got Popeyes.
You go hear celebrate good times. Come on. That's what you're gonna be hearing.
Boom, 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 boom,
You know what I'm
boom,
saying?
boom, boom, boom.
So yeah. But yeah, I think that as far as for me, yeah, it would definitely go a long way. Set up a lot of investments. Just like the brother said, set up enough expenses for the next so many years, 2 years, and in that time you could be doing other investments and building that wealth up to live on. So yeah, although this is not financial advice, but yes, you can do a plethora of things with eight hundred twenty-eight
Yeah.
thousand dollars. Basically a
Mhm.
million, almost a million, a couple, a couple hundred thousand for
Yeah, man. Get some IRAs going in that bad boy. Come on now.
man, you know. Um, But moving right along here, we're gonna take another story quick. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes, hit the buttons, fam.
Yeah. Now I
Nah.
found another. Now I found another interesting story. Our man is back in the news, man. I hate to bring this up. Your boy Bill, he's back in the news.
It's
Zah!
jigglers. Nah.
They got me back in the news. Zah! But Bill, basically, there is a group of women from TV actresses. Some they say from the Cosby Show. Uh, one of the ladies was, I think they were like, because they showed a picture of it. Because I'm like, who is this? No, it wasn't anybody from the main cast. Nobody like that you saw him with every day or all the time on the show. But it was there was a couple of people who said that they filed a lawsuit alleging that Bill was raping them and all this and stuff. So he's still getting people still trying to cash in
I was just about
because
I was just about to say that is
uh,
great. I'm gonna keep it to myself now.
yeah. So Bill Cosby and NBC Universal hit with sexual assault suit from ex Cosby Show actresses and others. It says basically detailing eerie, familiar alleged modus operandi on the part of the man once known as America's Dad. Two former Bill Cosby actresses and three other women on Tuesday sued Bill Cosby and NBC Universal for sexual assault and battery in New York State. The plaintiffs were all sexually battered and assaulted and abused by Bill Cosby as part of the same conduct, occurrence, plan, and scheme that was perpetrated, conducted, organized, and performed in New York and other states by Bill Cosby and his associates and enablers, claims the complaint from Lily Bernard, Eden Tyrrell, Jewel Gittens, Jennifer Thompson, and Sandra Ladd, citing the once incarcerated comedian repeatedly using his enormous power in such a nefarious, horrific way. Um, so they allege that that he was abusing them. He was abusing them and raping them and all kind of stuff like that. Now it says also in the suit, defendants NBC Universal and Carsey Warner Company are also culpable and liable because they knew or should have known that Bill Cosby was sexually abusing, assaulting, and or battering women, including on their premises, but it did nothing to stop it. The document says of the companies involved in the production of the Cosby Show, which ran from '84 to '92. Um, More than 60 women have claimed that Cosby drugged and assaulted them decades ago. But this little group here, they trying to jump in too and get, I guess trying to get paid too. Man, it's
Man, the
duh.
batter, man, what's up with the batter part? That's the new one, ain't it?
Yeah. So basically, they trying to say that he was on set just raping them. He was on set at wherever they filming, raping them and beating them and all kind of shit. I mean, I kind of highly doubt that. I'm not trying to look. This is what gives a lot of victims bad names when you see suits like this. Now, I'm not trying to say that they not, I don't have no opinion. I don't know what they say. Hey, look, you know what I'm saying?
He put up the bat signal.
Uh, I don't, I can't tell you, you know what I'm saying, if they line that, but I'm just saying, for me looking in, it's kind of hard for me to believe that you got a big production studio like NBC and you got Bill Cosby, who's a black dude, not a white dude. He's a black dude. So he just around on set, slapping motherfuckers, beating their ass, taking them in the closet, raping them, and then on set, I just don't see. And he just got so much power that nobody say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like we the first they throw up under the bus. So I just don't see. That's what makes this case. This what makes this one interesting. They alleging that like he was doing this on set. Like he was, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
no, I've heard he was a piece of work. Talking about this is my set.
right,
We here
working
for
with him.
me. I mean, I heard he was kind of barky on set, but as far as putting his hands on people, and then I mean, this ain't the same modus operandi because I ain't hear nobody talking about no roofies, no sleeping pills, nothing. I mean, this just sounds like it could be power long, but I ain't got much of an opinion on it. But it does have this kind of finish him type feel to it,
Right. So now they now see, you know what? Now I feel like they gonna win this one. He gonna win this one too. You know why? Because the thing they did, this is what makes this lawsuit different from the other one, is they drug NBC in it, NBC on it. You know what I'm saying? NBC and NBC Universal on it. Now, so now they saying that you guys were culpable. Y'all let them do all this shit on the set. So NBC Universal will be like, no, hell, we didn't. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. They go lawyer up, and it's gonna kind of basically benefit him. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll be like, man, we didn't know nothing about him doing nothing to nobody on set or nothing like that. And he, I mean, I just don't see that happening, man. You telling me all like he just so powerful that everybody's seeing this shit. Women just bitches getting slapped on set.
You know,
Bitches getting punched.
They're giving us juices.
Women getting drugged in the bathroom, getting raped. Like I just don't see all that happening going on, man.
That gives him juice like the man Harvey right there.
Like, I mean, we talking about between 84 and 92. Like, I mean, even though it was no social media, like people, I mean, this is still I don't care how powerful he is. I mean, and all these women, let's be honest, all these women weren't black women. So I just don't see a black man in the mid 80s, early 90s slapping motherfuckers. I mean, I don't care about how much power. Look at OJ. I don't care how much power he had. Slapping motherfuckers. Like, they talking about he throwing motherfuckers in the bathroom, just raving their ass and shit. Like, come on. And you told me, look, all this is going on. So you telling me Felicia Rashad, Keisha Napoleon, Debbie Allen,
you got Rudy, that's Rudy,
Tempest Bledsoe, everybody on set. Nobody sees this going on. Nobody else sees this going on. And think about how like good relationship he has with everybody on the set. Like, you've heard nobody from the cast come out and be like,
yeah, even Malcolm Jamal Warner. I mean, all of them are standing vigilant with him. That has to say something. And I understand they got an interest in the honor on his name. I get that too at the same time. But it's like, come on, man. I mean, we're in the era of the power long. So it's hard to just take stuff at face value right now.
Now this group of women are alleging that he assaulted them over decades with combo of pills and alcohol. And
really?
They also alleging that assault, some of which had been made public before against against the much accused Cosby, occurred decades ago. Today's action comes as a result of the New York's recently enacted Adult Survivor Act, inked into law by Governor Kathy Hochul in May and in effect as of November 24th. The law suspends the statute of limitations on certain sex crime and permits plaintiffs a 1-year window to file claims, as has recently happened in the rape against Donald Trump. So they're saying that he was drugging them and all that on the set. He was, doping them up on the set. He was just wilding out. Basically, he was just Rick. He was just Rick James on the set, and just Rick James, bitch. I'm Cosby, bitch. Give me, you know what I'm saying? He, I don't know, man. I do know. Let me be real. I do know. I don't think he did that shit, man. Like, you said he did all this shit on the set.
He was going around rocking out with his socks out and shit.
Or no, they're not alleging he did it all on the set. So some on the set, some outside of the set. So he did some on the job, and then he did some after hours off the job too. Yeah, man. And not to say, I don't know. I'm not trying to make fun of, because this is a serious topic, but I'm just saying that it just don't sound logical, man. I don't see So you telling me all these people around on set, even if okay, I could get the stuff that nobody saw outside the set. Okay, let's say he kept it away, nobody know. But you talking about he was brutalizing people on set and assaulting people and drugging them and juicing them up, and ain't nobody. You telling me ain't nobody speaking out like, you know what, man, I was there, man. He was doing all that, man. We were scared to speak out and talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody said none of that. Like, I mean, I don't know. I do know. Let me go back. I do know.
I gotta see which stars these are, because it's probably somebody that came on there with a 1 or 2 episode arc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was. It was somebody who it was a person who they had maybe a little 1 or 2 episodes. It was nobody like on the regular cast. It was nobody on the regular cast at all. It was not even. It was like one of them, like like you did a day you was a day player type motherfucker and shit. Like you just have, oh man, I got on there. Look, that's me right there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those. Like, well, basically, I think she probably was on one of them episodes where like who was that? Who was Lisa Bonet's character?
Vanessa had a bunch of friends come to pick her up, or Denise or
Right, yeah.
somebody.
Vanessa had a bunch of friends come over or something, right? Yeah, she was like, "Come on, man." When you see her, I seen the picture. I'm sorry, y'all, but I seen the picture. It's nobody you would recognize. I guarantee. It's nobody. You gonna be like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I remember everyone. Let me find out this Miss Hines 57 variety.
No, man. Yeah, but it's out there, man. So shout out to Bill, man. Hope he beat these charges. I hope he comes together, beat these charges. I mean, it just don't stop, man. It's like I think they just trying to like till he getting, I hate to say it, since he getting the grave, it's gonna be probably just lawsuits coming at you.
Yeah, he'll probably be under duress until he finally succumbs.
Right. Even with like Deshaun Watson, he always gonna have a lawsuit. I guarantee it's gonna be a lawsuit filed on him every year. Long because everybody know he got $200 million, so it's like every year there's gonna be a lawsuit, even if they ain't do nothing, even if he ain't even met him before. It's like it's gonna be a lawsuit filed on him. I guarantee. So if you win $1 million, that's one of the great things. If you can stay anonymous, because lawsuits come on your ass quick than a mug. All of a sudden you like, damn, I'm getting a lien on my house. Right. Right, man. So shout out to Bill, man.
Hey, they lost me at the beating, battering part, abuse, like the physical, like the pain shit.
Yeah.
The other stuff sounded like it did before, but that's a little bit too on the nose, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, she getting whooped on it, and you get whooped on the job, and ain't nobody see nothing. Come on, man.
Hey, man, but time will tell. We'll find out.
You know what I'm saying? Only Bill's like, shh, don't say that. Give you some pudding pops in it. Shh, don't say that.
He said, let's look at the picture pages.
Be quiet, Theo. I got to slap this.
He said, go ahead and make a drawing with Mortimer Ichabod.
Like that paella episode. We got the Papa C. They got the paella.
No, Callaloo.
Callaloo. The Callaloo. Yeah. Man, another interesting story, man. I don't know if you heard this. Look, give me your thoughts on this one. Wow. Now this ain't one of Swag's baby mamas and nothing like that, y'all. This ain't one of the Anaki. The one on the left, she like one of the Anaki. Man, the reptilian Anaki people. But let me tell you, the Anunnaki and stuff. But no, let me tell you, this sister here, basically, she almost basically went blind because she got her eyeballs tattooed. As you see in the picture, she got her eyes tattooed. I don't know if you can see it. One is purple and one is like blue. And what happened was when she got her eyeballs tattooed, I guess she started to go blind, as you see on the right side. So there she's
I'm like,
starting to
she
go
got the
blind.
worst case of pink eye ever.
Um, it was somebody who told her prior. She saw somebody else do it in New Zealand or somewhere, and she came up. She got got the idea like, man, I'm gonna do it too. Now the girl in New Zealand survived her eyeball tattooing. It says she went blind for like maybe like a couple 2 or 3 weeks, and then she began to get her sight back. So the sister here saw it and decided she wanted to do it too. And you know what I'm saying? And it didn't come out and then turn out for her like it did the other girl. So what are your thoughts on this right here? Also, you see she got the forked tongue. She got the tongue, her tongue forked. She got
Oh,
tattoos on her face. Is this the new generation of baby mamas and this mother or wives? I mean, I wouldn't marry them motherfucker look like that, but damn man, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that?
mm, dare to be different. I mean, oof, I don't know, man. That's a lot of pain and possible risk just to get a different look. I mean, she looked like she was feeling herself though on her left though.
She was feeling herself on the left, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. And I mean, so what? Okay, she read or seen a TikTok about it being done in New Zealand, and then went down the street to some dude that probably got a prison set up. Dang.
Nah, yeah. So basically, there's been I don't know if you've been hearing this, but there's been a trend going around of people changing their eye color. I think Ti's wife, um, Tiny had did it too. She had her eyes lightened. I don't know if you heard about that. She went to a plastic surgery procedure with the eyes lightened. So
Oh well, I
people have
mean,
been
when
playing with their
you got
eyes.
millions of dollars to afford the top-notch doctors, stuff like that is feasible and possible. But I mean,
Well,
like
Ti's wife could have lost her eyesight too, but
yeah, she could have,
but the
but
eyes the eyes for anytime you messing with your eyes is dangerous. So basically, Ti's wife could have lost her eyesight, and then I think Ti's daughter. And this is allegedly because I don't want the king. I wouldn't mind allegedly,
I was waiting for you to say that.
allegedly, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Ti, with my ass, dog. I'm just reporting it. But allegedly, um, his daughter, I think she had I heard a story where his daughter had those try to get the same thing as Tiny, and then her eyes was kind of messed up, or there was some issues with her eyes. You know what I'm saying? So for the last five
Oh,
years, with
is
plastic
that what
surgery
that
being one of the
was?
hot things,
I might
yeah,
not
with
heard
plastic
too much.
surgery being one of the hot things, what people messing women are messing with their eyes a lot now. So basically, this mom of five brushed off her, daughter's advice not to get her eyeballs tattooed due to potential blindness, and now she's losing her vision. So that hurt the young lady's name. Basically, Anaya Peterson, a law student, was in awe of Australian model Amber Lou, who tattooed her eyeballs a vivid blue and went blind for 3 weeks. Despite Luke getting her vision back, it seems the 32-year-old Peterson might lose her sight for good. I was just going to get one eye at first because I thought that if I go blind, at least I've got the other eye. I should have stuck with that, Peterson told the news. My daughter told me that I didn't want to
Man,
do
just get
that.
a boat.
Her little baby daughter told her, "What if you go blind?" And her little baby daughter told her, "Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't do it." Her 7-year-old. So now she like, damn, I should listen to my 7-year old. You know what I'm saying? Because now, as you see on that picture, that sister's, you know what I'm saying, her eyes looking like shit. I mean, looking like the armpit of Faison Love and shit. Um, I mean, oh, let me not say Faison Love. That nigga like comedy Suge Knight. I don't want him to kill me either. So let me.
Yeah, yeah. But
He's just.
hey, what's up with that forehead tattoo? Why it ain't showing on the right?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. We might have to call Cap on.
Well, you know what? That you know what? That forehead tattoo could have been henna, one of those henna tattoos too. You know what I'm saying? If you
Oh
look
yeah.
at it, that stuff comes off. Even the one that Diamond on her face. So people now you can get they got fake face tattoos that you could actually put on your face and stuff now. Like they got
I
fake
mean,
nose
she.
rings, you know. So you get like the little magnet nose ring and boom, put it in, you got a nose ring. So um everything you got to question everything nowadays. I don't know. Her fake tongue could be fake. She could zip that bitch up like, ooh, this motherfucker.
No, she
You know what
did
I'm
that,
saying?
man. Uh,
Yeah, she out here looking like an Anunnaki. Now in that picture, you can't really see it good, but her skin is like actually like if you look at the bottom, it's like green. It's so tattooed, it's like leather, like lizard skin. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a lot of self mutilation. I feel
oh,
like
I just see how ugly my face was. Ooh, 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 ooh.
why
Oh
you know
man.
why would you? I don't know why would you you know she out here looking like I said one of the Anunnaki and shit reptilian people. Why would you tattoo? First of all, why would you tattoo your eyeball, man? Like what?
Mm,
No words on
man,
that.
I'm telling you,
You got to
that.
give me more
She
than
probably,
come on, man.
man, that's man, she she look like she got beat with a branding iron.
Hell yeah, she looked like she got beat with a bag of quarters in this motherfucker. But I
Yeah,
know.
sack of nickels.
And now think about it. You know what? Her daughter could be kind of pissed for the rest of her life because her daughter might feel like now I got to take care of her and be doing her dirty. Like I told your ass when I was 7 not to get that shit done. Now you, now you in here mad as hell, depressed. I mean, why would you tattoo? I don't know, man. We're gonna move on that
I
story.
mean, what I want to know is how close she was to the source of her finding out about that. Was that one of her friends from college that went to New Zealand? Was that something she seen on TikTok or something? You
Yeah,
know?
she's a model. This model did it on TikTok or in the media that
Ah, got it,
it was nobody
got
she
it.
knew. No, she didn't know the lady. The lady's from Australia. The lady, like I said, that lady lost her sight for 3 weeks and actually, luckily, regained it back. So she thought, like, well, man, she did it. I could do it too. So I don't know, man. I don't know
A
what's.
model doing it, man. I'm pretty sure that they had different levels of doctors doing that. I mean, she might went to the local tattoo parlor and showed him the TikTok. Can you do this? He probably like, say less, $500.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know. It's some different. This is a different generation, man. I don't want no chick that got a forked tongue and different color eyeballs and tattoos all over her face and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know I'm old,
Man, that,
old as hell now. That don't
man,
see how
hey
sexy.
man,
You know, you see.
I'm a kisser. I don't think I can get around that tongue, but it could probably be a novelty for about 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes, I can see where it'd be different.
He's like, I ain't never had that. You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah,
ass
I'm
up.
trying to see what that'd be like.
I see what that feel like. Nothing now.
Yeah,
Moving
what's
right
that?
along. Now look. When you go over to her crib, you got to, she look like she like type of chick. If you go to her crib, she live in one of them areas they got a gas station that you got to worry about, like getting out the car and shit. Like niggas might rob you, but they got a cure for that now in Philadelphia. As you see, this gas station owner, he hired it armed security now, and they got them choppers. His armed security got them choppers, boy, them rifles on him. They making sure everybody
Mm.
getting in and out the gas station safe, opening the doors for women and stuff like that. And it's just in Philadelphia. Now it's a big poll. People were asking tonight, would you feel safer going to the gas station, knowing that it's a brother out there like that with that cannon on him, making sure you safe, you don't get robbed or nothing like, or would you feel like more threatened, like damn man, dude got a big ass AK at the gas station? How would you? So, what are your thoughts on it? You feel more comfortable having that the gas station owner hired armed security because he did so because the gas station kept getting broken into. People kept coming in and stealing, having fights. People was getting shot up there, all kind of stuff. one of them pop hoods, gang member. Remember, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mike
man.
Wake up say,
Hey, I don't know how comfortable I've been because that's a gas station, and you know what sets gas fires ain't ain't flames, it's sparks,
yeah.
sparks and fumes. Hey, he shoot one of them goddamn it's out. That whole gas station going up like the Terminator.
Now these guys are trained. These are professionally trained security guards. This security guard company, actually, it's a black-owned security company.
Okay.
And now the dude who owns the gas station is he's from the Middle East, and he hired these brothers to be his armed security because, like he said I got tired of getting robbed and stuff, and then he wanted to go with somebody who looked like the people in the community. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but you know, all jokes aside, you know, like if they got some kind of fail-safe system to where you know they hit the gas shut off button before he, you know, like if someone and he has to up his gun, and then you know, like let's say the attendant inside sees that going down, and they hit the red button to shut off all fuel. Then you know, then it's a little safer like that. But you know,
mhm.
hey, I've been to South Philly at one of them gas stations, and I ain't gonna lie, I ain't no little dude. And some dude came up to me and said, "Hey, trade me hats." And you know, right then, I mean, I handled myself. It wasn't a confrontational situation, but I had to stand my ground, and my wife was a little bit uncomfortable with it. But you know, I don't know, man. Some places that might be safe.
I think now in the poll, 80% of the residents near that gas station in Philly said they feel safer with the dude with the gun there, the armed security there. I think it'll be safer. I would think you would feel safer too. Like a lot of the mothers, because they were interviewing a lot of like single mothers and stuff. And the dude, the armed security, he was opening the door for them, helping them with stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they said that they feel safer with having armed security, a brother there that can look out. Because I mean, I understand about the gas thing could ignite, but then when three or four goons running up on you, you ain't really thinking about that. You like, damn, where Leroy
Yeah,
at with the goddamn.
and to be honest, man, just the thought of going in and out of a gas station and not having somebody hit you up for $2 or any spare change, because you know they ain't gonna be hanging
Right.
around that mug. You,
Oh no. Oh no! When they showed the news clip, this dude was hanging like right by the door. There, he was walking around the perimeter of the gas station, and then it was two of them. So you got two dudes with them big goddammits out there, just like the dudes in the streets. And they got to like here. He was making sure, this older woman got back in her car safe. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can see that. I can see people feeling safe. Like, damn, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, especially older folks and women that's alone. They ain't got it's nighttime. Because it was one sister was like, I be coming to this gas station all the time, be stuff happening at night. And now, with them up here, I feel safer going, what I'm saying, to the gas station at night, knowing that I can put
yeah.
gas in the car without somebody trying to carjack me or something like that happen. So, but at the same time, is this a trend? Even though it's a good thing, is this a good trend? That's my question to you. Is this a good trend? Because now, think about it. Now, if that happens in Philly, Chi-Town will be next, and we just armed everywhere you go. You go to Walmart, you got to do their arm. You know what I'm saying? They talking about arming the teacher, so everybody is armed and packing. Is that
You know,
where we going now? Is that just basically the American way now? We all just gotta be packing.
hey, how would that work in like a stand your ground state, stuff like that? You know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah. Um,
I mean, I'm not a real big gun guy, so I'm not really jazzed by it, but I can
mm.
see the practicality in it in some areas.
Yeah, I'm not a big gun
Finally,
guy either. I do believe in protecting yourself. I don't, deadly force at the last thing. Of course, you protecting your family or whatever like that. I don't believe that.
Daily
You know,
Force really protects offspring, immediate family, underneath your own roof. That's
Yeah,
deadly
that's what I'm
force.
saying. Protecting your home, but because see now, with people, everybody having a gun, the slightest disagreement and people shooting and killing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no working it out with your neighbor or talking to your neighbor or what I'm saying, having a disagreement and then, or even if it come to fisticuffs, you like we fight, we fist fall, and we both live and get to see our
Yeah,
families.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Might spend a night
It's
in
a lot of
jail.
people out there that can't take an L in the fight. They can't do
No,
it.
no, and then what they do is kill, and then they in jail for life, and then I mean, that's just where this going. Like the younger generation, you got 18-year-olds and younger out here with what I'm saying, military grade weapons, and they don't have the mental capacity, what I'm saying, to even diffuse the situation, or the first thing they want to do is use it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what that's what I got it for, is use it. But it's like, do you think about the repercussions? Are you thinking about doing time for life? Are you thinking about laws? Are you thinking about, what I'm saying? So I just, I know this gonna be shocking to people, but I think I like, what's crazy? I like, even though I'm just talking about the society, I don't like as far as, but I like the UK society where guns are banned. So in the UK, people be getting stabbed up. I ain't gonna lie, people be getting shanked up. But at the same time, I'd rather take my chances with a knife over a gun. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that in Canada too.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody can well, you can have a gun in Canada. You can have rifles in Canada. I had a homeboy I went to college with. You can have them up there. But the thing is that they've had them so long, people don't really use them. Like, I mean, he said people get shot, but he said, but it's not like he's this is the time. He said it used to be still places up in Canada where people just like leave their doors open. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said most people who have guns in Canada are using them actually for hunting. You know, they really not
Yeah,
using them
yeah,
for.
yeah. With all the black
Uh,
bears and stuff up
they're
there.
not. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not really using them for protection. Like here, we say, hey, I need this pistol for protection because when I walk to the store, I don't want to get carjacked. We need it for protection. So that's sort of thing. That's what I'm saying. In this country, everybody always talk about protection, protection, protection.
yeah,
I think you should, like you say, protect your home. I think you should be able to have a firearm in your home, a weapon in your home. I don't think you should be able to have. I mean, I guess we passed that now because there's guns everywhere. But I think before all this started, I don't think we should have just been able to have guns out in society. Like, what a motherfucker need a really gun to be carrying around a gun like that for? You know what I'm saying? Not to say that people wouldn't try to get it, but I'm saying it would be less of them out there. You know what I'm saying? Where you had like groups like the NRA pushing for gun laws and stuff like that. But it's like
yeah.
now that they all out here, it's no coming back now. Because you always see these gun drives. Oh, let's get rid of them. You're not about to get rid of them motherfuckers.
Use it amnesty.
I mean, it's too many of them. It's too many of them. They making motherfucking 3D guns, ghost guns and shit. There's too many
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Hey, well, ain't
You
none in
know,
my house. I'm sorry.
you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think that they just went too far with the as far as the gun laws, and now, like you said, now you got the teachers getting armed. You got the gas station attendants
Yeah,
armed. Everybody want to be armed.
yeah, yeah. Like it's a gun hidden safe in elementary schools.
Right, they have that there, and then even this now this is a bad story. I know you heard about the little boy who shot his mom over the VR headset. She wouldn't buy him the VR headsets, and a little boy, 10-year-old boy, shot his mama. I don't know if you heard about that, but yeah, this this sister lost her life. Now, blotted out the kid because that's still a child. You know what I'm saying? They don't need, we ain't got his picture out there
Okay.
like that, y'all. But
Hey, you
um,
pixelated him out. Good for him.
yeah, I mean it's a kid. They don't really show kids, like that. So basically, he shot his mother. A 10-year-old Milwaukee boy who allegedly over a virtual reality headset said he had two little girls inside his head who told him to do things. His grieving grandmother said that she begged for mercy for her sick grandson. He always said that he voices. There's two little girls in his head. Now I think part of that, they probably got him saying that. Um, that's one of the things I wanted to say. They try our kids as adults Period. It don't matter. Now I know in this instance, people say, "Well, damn, he shot his mama, so why not charge him as an adult?" Well, I mean, he's 10 years old. Uh, I mean, other. I'm just saying, the dominant society or our counterparts in this country, that doesn't happen to them. A lot of the times they get let go. Remember your boy influenza. He said he killed that girl over influenza. Remember they didn't
Mhm.
try. Did they try him as an adult? Um,
No,
did
but
they?
then
They don't even. They didn't
they
even get
tried
him.
little boy as an adult when he did the wrestler move on his sister and killed her. Remember? They tried him as an adult.
They
He was
tried
like
him as an
12 years
adult.
old.
Right, right. But they didn't. They didn't try influenza as an adult. They only. I don't even think they got
I
him
mean,
yet. I think he's
and
still out there in
it's
Mexico.
clear that little kid got mental health issues too, thinking he got two girls in his head telling him what to do. He like little with cigarettes out there, man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So um basically the young man had a disagreement, or he got, let's be basically a bad kid. He basically, to me, he probably was a little spoiled little kid. I'm not trying to talk about
Oh
the
yeah, I
dude.
mean, he probably
I
was
don't
a
want to
devil
talk about him like
spawn, but still, I mean,
uh the young man's father. I'm not. Once again, allegedly, I don't know if his father was in his life. I hope he. I guess he wasn't if he did something like this, because most little boys scared of their father, and you know what I'm saying. And, my dad always told me, you always protect your mother. You know what I'm saying? My dad used to tell me that when I was growing up, and he wasn't in our household every day, but every time I saw my dad said, always protect your mother. Don't let nobody talk bad about your mother, even me. You know what I'm saying? Always protect your mom. He always instilled,
right,
protect my mother in me. Don't do nothing bad against your mother. If your mother tell you to do something, boy, you go do it. If she say go do this, you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of raised like that, and my grandfathers raised me like that too. Always look out for your mother and stuff like that. So this is kind of sad, man. I mean, like I said, he's 10 years old, so he probably didn't understand. I'm sure he didn't probably understand the magnitude of what he was doing. You know, thinking like, oh, it's a video game, probably. Now the boy also had difficulty sleeping and would complain about voices being in his head. He was saying two little girls had been telling him to do stuff, bad things. He said his thoughts and everything start generating at around 5 or 6 in the morning, sometime in the morning. The juvenile's name, who's being withheld because of his age, he allegedly shot his mom, Kiana Mann, in the face on November 21st after she wouldn't buy him an Oculus virtual reality headset. He then allegedly logged onto her Amazon account to purchase the gadget. He was charged as an adult last week with first-degree reckless homicide and being held at the county's juvenile detention facility on $50,000 bail. The distraught grandmother said her grandson would call the little girls in his head sisters. She described an incident 6 months ago when her grandson filled a balloon with flammable liquid and set it aflame, causing a fire to spread in the living room. Afterwards, he blamed the sisters in his head. Then he described one of the girls as an elderly woman and the other as an unpleasant man. The grandmother also recalled how he used to swing his puppy around by the tail. Um, this little boy sound like he's kind of possessed, or now you know
hey
what?
man, I mean, this ain't gonna be a popular thing to say. I'm about to say,
Mhm.
but who would feel comfortable having a gun in the house with that young man?
Yeah, and think.
You
Well,
know what I'm
let
saying?
me say
That gun
this.
should not have been in that house.
Let's talk about this though. He got on his mama account. The fact that he could get on his mother's
That's
Amazon
what got him.
account.
I think that's what got him charged as an adult. He pieced his mama
Um,
out and then get on his phone and order the Oculus or whatever. You know?
no, I don't think. I'm not saying that's what I think got charged. No, I know that ain't getting charged. The point I'm making with that is the fact that he's. This is what I've always said, because me and you've had discussions about kids getting iPhones and stuff like that before. I've always said that these kids nowadays got too much shit. They got too many options. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a lot of our parents didn't give us a lot of fucking options like that, and that's a good thing. Like, our generation seems to think if we don't give our kids a million options, we bad parents. You're not. Like, your kids shouldn't have access to your fucking Amazon account, for one. Two,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
kid shouldn't tell you to.
That bill.
Yeah, the bill come in your name. So the kid, basically, you could tell the kid's kind of running the show. I mean, because he probably had a lot of issues. So think about it. If you know how it is, The kid probably had a lot of issues. The father ain't around. She felt guilty. So she let him get away with a lot of stuff that she probably normally wouldn't because of that guilt. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying
Hell
allegedly.
yeah. I mean,
But
and the kid is clearly bent mentally, if not broken. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, I just think it's kind of irresponsible to have a gun in the house, even if you doing it to defend yourself. You know, defend your family. If you got a child that's mentally off center and you're gonna have a gun, I mean, he could have went in there and did it himself because the sisters told him to do it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
then, you know, mom gets murdered because he gets told no when he is used to being told yes. You know, it's just a whole lot of messed up going on with this. But yeah, that's another reason that why I don't have a gun in my house.
Now the mom was taking the grandmother revealed that her daughter was taking the boy to a therapist. She had confirmed the severity of his illness. He also had he had a concussion. The little boy had a concussion um 2 years ago when he fell off a swing. So she said that meshed with the mental illness and it just kind of spiraled out of control. The mother had him going to a therapist for treatment, and she was so basically she was doing her part and
Yeah,
trying to help him.
it's
She said we tried helping her with him. She said everybody in the church, everybody like whole community try to help, her make it easy for her to raise him because he has some issues. Um, there was also I'm going to read this part here. Now, the police are now saying that it was the mom's refusal to buy her son an Oculus headset that led to the tragic shooting. Investigators say the boy had unlocked the gun box in his mother's bedroom and went into the basement. Now, that's what I'm saying. She had it right. See, she didn't do it wrong. She had a gun box, but the thing where she fucked up is she gave her son access to everything. Like, I mean, look, single women, if y'all watching this show, if you have a son, quit giving. I've dated. I ain't gonna lie, man. In my date, I've dated women who have given their sons. Like I'll be around, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, damn, she's spoiling the shit out fuck out of her son. Like, oh,
the
well, I have.
not
My
close
way
to
to
her
say,
phone.
right? Like, oh, well, my son got my phone. I'm like, what that little motherfucker doing with your phone? You know what I'm saying? Well, he like to play games. Like, I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
what he like to play on it. That's a goddamn $1,200 phone. Why would you? But the thing is, look, she had it in the gun box. That's what you are supposed to do. Have it. But the thing about the gun box, you're supposed to have it locked and put somewhere where they don't know where it is. You don't
But if he
show
got
him. Hey,
all the codes in the house, he got too much
that's
access.
what I'm saying. He got the key to the gun box. He know where it's at. I mean, like,
Plus, it sound like it kind of starting to sound like this poor baby is living with CTE.
yeah. I mean, you know what? And I'm not trying to. I don't want to. I don't want to bash that sister. How she had to raise that young man. You know what I'm saying? She probably was doing the. Obviously, she was doing the best she can because she was taking him to
Yeah, she
therapy.
was doing the best she can.
It's just some
My
things.
my only yellow card is the fact that she had a gun with in that house with a child that she already was taking to therapy. And maybe she didn't think that big picture, but I be thinking like that. You
Well,
know, she's
even
probably like you said, doing the best she
Mhm.
could, you know.
I mean, it ain't even the fact that yeah, she had a gun in the house. Ain't nothing wrong with that because she had it in the lock box. It's my issue. I'm gonna say my issue is the access she gave her son. Like, okay, and I'm with you. I am with you. Like, okay, your son got some mental issues. He shouldn't know where the gun box is, and he shouldn't have access to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that he shouldn't even be in the loop of. He shouldn't even know that she got a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like the little boy shouldn't
Right.
even
And
know.
if you find it,
Like
it should be locked.
exactly. Like you know what I'm saying. So he also had access to her Amazon account, so that lets me know he. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Those little things. I'm like, oh, he running her. He running her. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, it's too much access. I mean, it's just over accommodation in a way. You can
like
do too much for your kids. It's a such thing as that, you know.
she'd be one of those. Hey, look, she'd be one of those ones you date, and then you go over there. You like, damn, this little boy. I don't want you here. I want you to. I'd be like, look, you better get your look. Hey, little mom. Hey,
He said, not giving a church pitch when mom go out the room.
He get done like my man and a baby boy. As soon as she go in, come here, you little mother.
Melvin.
Yeah. I knocked it down with the Melvin game. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, man. I had to get the Melvin game. Come here, you little. You know what I'm saying?
Melvin.
Because man, or sometimes I mean, I get it. I get it. I don't know. I guess I had a different kind of mother. My mother was a single mother for a while, raising me in the day. Sorry, I got to get my little thing right. Raising me and stuff. But the thing about me, just like Tupac's mother, well, my mother wasn't, I'm saying I was scared of my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like my mother had put the fear of God in me early. Not even the fear of God, the fear of her. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't,
Yeah.
like when my mother got stuff, things, I had to respect it as a child. It wasn't no here, you have access to it. It's like, no, you better not touch my damn car. You better not do this to my car. You better not touch this. If how I got one old school mother. If something new came in the house, your ass better not touch it. You know what I'm saying? It was no, oh yeah, I got access to it too. Nah, it wasn't none of that. Like, keep your hands off my shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of these single mothers that's out here, they do feel guilty because the father is not in their life, so they spare the ride. You know what I'm saying? And they just give it a little inch, and that little inch turns to an inch, and then turns to a mile, and then turns to a stadium length, and then you know what I'm saying? So by the time
Yeah.
this woman does meet a guy that likes her or she's interested in, so when this brother come around, the good brother that she's supposed to be with, the little kid trying to run him off and say, "Hey, I remember I've dated women where the little boy didn't threw my shoes in the snow and shit like that, and you know what I'm saying. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying. You messing with my mama. You messing with my mama. You know what I'm saying.
Get off my mama.
You in there hurting my mama. Yeah, I'm hurting her all right. You in there hurting my mama. You know what I'm saying? So they throw, you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that. Sparing that rod. I mean, think about it. If you tell your kid no, the kid go in the gun box, go down in the basement, load up, get ready for you, and pop you. Like, I mean, I just feel sad for that sister, man. That I just wish that, maybe the little boy would have had his father in his life more, or, I don't know. Allegedly, maybe his father was in his life, but I don't think so, man. If his father was his life, then he wasn't like, if his father was like, he would have been scared to do that to me. I think he would have been scared. So he unlocked the gun box in the basement where she was doing laundry. Despite initially claiming he was twirling the gun around and it accidentally went off, he later admitted to his maternal aunt, Sharonda Reed, that he assumed the shooting stance to aim the gun at his mother. Kiana's last words were repeatedly, "Why do you have that? Put that down." She was fatally shot in the face, approximately 3 feet away from her. Immediately after the killing, computer records showed the boy accessed his mother's Amazon account and purchased the headset. Before the boy told allegedly confused to his aunt, and before the boy told allegedly confessed to his aunt, and the shooting was still being treated as an accident, Reed took her nephew to see his grandmother. Upon arrival, when the boy saw the grandmother crying, he stated without any empathy or compassion, "I'm really sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for killing my mom." Damn. Um, at that age, damn, it's like, I mean, I
I
don't know,
mean,
man. It's just a
hey
lot of
man,
weed, right?
okay. So let's throw this child as much bail as we can. Let's say when this child got that concussion when he was 5, that it was a severe concussion, and his
Yeah,
brain didn't heal right. You know what I'm saying? Now
yeah,
he's showing erratic behavior of some of these NFL players that got CTE that
right.
died and they found that they got CTE. Now I'm just trying to give this
That's
child
a good
some bail
connection.
because
No, that's a hell of a good connection because that could be a reason why he did the stuff he did. And it's like
yeah, I mean,
he said he had
hey,
no
remember the
no
episode of
remorse.
Boondocks? Remember the episode of Boondocks when
Yeah.
that boy was smoking the cigarettes and was driving? And remember how it was ripped from the headlines of that boy that kicked his grandma ass because she wouldn't buy him fried chicken, and then
Mm-hmm.
he took a car to bought the chicken. I mean, you
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I
You
mean,
know,
I don't know, man.
life imitates art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. That was cool.
Other
Well, we're
than
gonna
that,
pray.
it's hard not.
Oh no, I
But
was gonna
like you
say,
said,
send some prayers for that brother. I mean, that sister, and
oh
that
yeah,
brother's
thoughts and
family.
prayers, man, for the brother, for the
Um,
family of the RIP to the mom, man. That's a rough one, dude.
Horrible
That's a rough
situation,
one.
man.
But yeah, man. I mean, when you get to overindulging your kids and them, let them get used to that. Get it now. You know, not wait for it, not work for it.
Hmm.
There's gonna be a disconnect sooner or later.
There you go. Those lessons got to be taught. Patience, and then wake up, work for it, and then they get, you know what I'm saying, not that instant.
Right.
Let me
That instant
let me log on to
gratification
your
is
account, bam, and press a
it's gonna
button.
blow up. It's gonna blow up in your face.
That Staples
Probably sooner
easy
before
button.
later.
That's that easy button mentality. But moving right along, man, we spent a lot of time on that. We had to, but going on our
Oh man, we
last
unpacked that
prime.
one.
Coach Prime, your boy is back in the
Oh,
news. Coach Prime, my boy.
oh.
Deion Sanders, one of my favorite athletes of all time, the best, greatest corner of all time. My position I
The
played,
second best corner of all time.
the best corner of all time, Deion.
Rod Woodson, please.
Yeah,
No,
now
go ahead, man.
Deion got robbed by a lot. Yeah, he got robbed
I
by a
don't
lot.
got
I
you
like
by a
Rod.
lot, but
Rod was no. Yeah, Rod was nice, man, but Deion got him. Deion got him by a lot, man. I mean, we talking about not even just a corner. We talking about the greatest athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude's just nuts. But Deion's getting a lot of flack now. He is the new Colorado University of Colorado coach. Um, he has went ahead and inked that deal. He's going to be leaving Jackson State and going over to the Buffaloes. Chauncey Billups is one of the famous people I know from University of Colorado. Chauncey, Eric Bieniemy.
yep,
On the
Cordell
football side of the
Stewart,
game, they had Eric Bieniemy,
Cordell
Cordell
Stewart,
Stewart, Chauncey Billups on the basketball side.
Michael Westbrook
Hmm.
was on that team.
Hmm. So yeah,
One of the
man.
Westbrook brothers.
So Deion, yeah, one of the football Westbrooks. Yep, Deion
Yeah.
Sanders leaving Jackson State after inking $30 million deal with University of Colorado. So he inked a $30 million deal. Deion will leave Jackson State once the season is completed, become the head coach of University of Colorado. He confirmed that Saturday by himself online. If you probably seen the videos of it, the 55-year-old was reportedly inked an offer sheet that includes a 5-year contract worth $29.5 million before bonuses and incentives, and he will also receive an additional $5 million salary pool to hire his assistants. One of the assistants he's already hired is Mike Zimmer from NFL coaching. He used to be an NFL coach. He's hired Mike Zimmer as his defensive coordinator, so he's already talking about being the best school, trying to be. So that's a huge
Man,
signing. You got it. I mean, that's also going to raise recruitment because you got NFL coaches on the coaching staff. You got Deion, you got Mike Zimmer. I mean, so that's going to draw kids like a mud because when you playing up under NFL, you know what it takes now. Now you like, man, my coach played in the NFL. Look, my coach played in the NFL. He's a coach. My defensive coordinator was an NFL head coach of the Minnesota Vikings at one time. He's my defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is to get to the NFL. I need to go to Colorado. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be like the pipeline now, or the thought behind that. Now, let me get into a little bit of the of this legal jargon here. Sanders, who's signed a 4-year agreement with JSU in 2020, worth a reported 1.2 million. So he signed with Jackson State for 4 years for 1.2 million. Owes the HBC roughly $300,000 for his contract buyout. He will remain the head coach of the team until after his final game of the season, which takes place December 17th against North Carolina Central in the Cricket Celebration Bowl in Atlanta. So he has to get him back $300,000 because he's leaving, out of his contract early because he just signed a 4-year agreement in 2020 worth 1.2 million. So that really that sound like peanuts compared to 5-year 29.5 million.
Yeah, that's probably his last check from the NFL Network.
His staffing budget, which is $5 million, is more than his salary at Jackson State. Now, think another thing about Dion, because now he's been getting a lot of flack. And another thing about his salary at Jackson State, he was donating half of his salary at Jackson State. Remember that too? He was donating half of his salary towards the school to get equipment, get things that the school needed. So you would think people would be happy for him, coming up. But people, the HBCUs, a lot of the other HBCUs and coaches are mad at Dion because he left and all, and they putting it all on him. Now, and this, I'm gonna give you my opinion first. I'm gonna let you cook on it. Now I don't agree that they should be mad at him because y'all putting this all on Dion. You can't put it on one man. Shit, the HBCU's been around. You know what I'm saying? Before Dion. So what was y'all doing before he got there? Y'all wasn't doing shit. So the administrators of these schools are the ones who are supposed to be setting up these deals with you setting up deals with companies, you setting up deals, sponsorships, for the school, whatever. So y'all wasn't basically doing y'all job, y'all wasn't getting shit. So when Dion came, he brought all the fanfare, he brought all the, he used some of his connections. But I just don't understand how the other coaches and HBCUs can hate on that because like the man can't do it all himself, man. Like it has to be. It can't just be one person coming in to save everybody. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like from what Dion brought to the SWAC or to HBCU football. They should build off of that. You know what I'm saying? And start trying to do different deals. TV deals, trying to get TV deals done. You still got famous coaches, and you got Eddie George at Tennessee State. Y'all could prop him up if you need a face. You still got Hugh Jackson, NFL coach at Grambling. You know what I'm saying? This dude was coach of the Cleveland Browns. Why don't they have a big endowment? And then because one thing about HBCUs, a lot of the alumni, they don't have big endowments. A lot of alumni don't give back. Like these people, a lot of alumni graduate from HBCUs and never go back, or they only go back during homecoming and do they little, I'm a Steph. And cheer and then take their ass home. So where you got like some of these major colleges like Michigan or Indiana University or Ohio State, where when people
they got boosters, they got donors.
They got donors, they got things like that. So I don't believe that Dion is the only person that can do it. Or this is my question: why don't the HBCUs recruit more NFL players to come coach their schools? Why don't they reach out to people like when you see Jerome Bettis, or you see, even though he went to Notre Dame, or even Shannon Sharp, reach out to Shannon Sharp. He went to HBCU.
Yeah.
Any NFL player they could reach out to, or former NFL player like even Reggie Wayne, they could be like, man, come down here.
Ronnie Lott, any of them,
come down here and coach. We'll give you, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them, they can't offer big salaries, but I think what people was expecting Dion to do is over time be there so long where he bring everything up. But you can't just rely on that man. I mean, that man can't just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think he did what he did. He did a lot for the schools, and I think they shouldn't be hating on him. I think they should just wish him the best, and and I wish him the best. But what's your thoughts on Dion inking the new deal with the University of Colorado, leaving Jackson State?
Man, I couldn't be happy for Brother Prime. I couldn't be happier for him because even when he took the position, he set two expectations. He said, "I'm coming here to bring exposure to HBCU, and I'm gonna try to get me a job in a Power 5 conference team." And he filled both of them boxes. And thirdly, I feel like he started a culture because the whole HBCU was lit. I think
they showing their games on ESPN on the weekends. You start seeing the games on ESPN on the weekends, not just Jackson State, but
people going to games that ain't homecoming and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it's just people that. I hate to say jealousy, but it's like people don't want to put the legwork in. Then you get somebody to come in, demonstrate how to do legwork by example, and they get themselves better. It happened faster than maybe they was hoping, but he went in and did exactly what he set out to do.
Right.
And he
Shit.
about to go take a 1-11 Colorado team and about to turn them around with, and then he gonna have money. They may be in the conversation here the next couple of seasons.
I mean, that might be the pipeline. Like, look, if Jerry Rice go back to Mississippi Valley State, they'll be on the map. Like
Right,
nobody. But if
right.
think about it, if Jerry Rice went to Mississippi Valley State, their recruitment would be, and like he started winning. He went down there and started making a culture, start winning. You'll start seeing people like, I'm
Yeah.
going to
Oh,
Jerry
Doug
Rice.
Williams. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and that's what we got to get to. I don't think, like I said, and once again, we know all HBCUs they not ran by most of them. A lot of them ain't ran by black folks. They a lot of them are, so you can't really blame the man for leaving. I mean, like I said, he did all he could for the school. He did all he could for the kids. I think Prime got a good heart, and I think he loves. That's why he said he would never coach in the NFL. Now people now are starting to say, no, he probably. I don't know. I think when I saw the interview, I think he really enjoys coaching young men. I don't think he would enjoy coaching grown men so
Well,
much.
yeah,
But,
yeah. Because
um,
he's developing these young boys into men.
exactly, he's teaching,
And yeah, he's teaching. He's cultivating, and I love it.
and
I
not just
mean,
about football, but we talk about life. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about teaching, we talk about life. He
yeah,
talking about
yeah,
life.
yeah. He's setting up life skills for these young men. He just ain't
Mhm.
coaching them and then walking off looking at his playbook. I mean, he injected himself into these kids' life.
Exactly. Like a big brother or uncle, like an uncle, old uncle. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, big
um,
homie type stuff.
yeah, man. So I think his best attributes, I think he would be best served in college football. You know what I'm saying? Not that I don't think he could go to the pros and win, but if you watch that 60-minute interview, he said, man, if I coach in the NFL, I have a lawsuit on my hands because I'll be to put my hands on somebody. You know what I'm saying? He said, because now you're dealing with
Right.
athletes. You're dealing with athletes, they're not kids, they making money. So they don't really have to listen to you. They don't have to, you know what I'm saying, respect you. He's like, so I might lose it, you know what I'm saying, on somebody if I. So I
Yeah.
can understand. I think he what's scary enough to say when it's all said and done, in another 5-10 years, Prime might be one of the, great coaches. I mean, he's 55 years old already. So I could feel him. I didn't think he was gonna stay. I didn't think he was gonna stay at Jackson State that long.
Well,
I'm surprised
he served. He turned the entire program around. What? How many wins they have last year? 3, maybe.
before he got there, yeah, man. Every year he been there has been a winning season. Just about like his first year, I don't think they did too good, but I don't think it was terrible. But ever since then, like every year, it's like he's either in the SWAC championship game or what they go this year. Did they go 12-1? They lost one game this year. They got
Yeah.
upset. I think they got upset in one game. I think they lost one.
Yep.
Everything else they've been killing people. So,
And then it's not like he left them bummed out, depleted. Of course, his son is going to go into the transfer portal. I think maybe one other key player for Jackson State went to Colorado too. So
yeah,
he
Travis
left
Hunter.
them something behind.
Yeah, Travis Hunter. Remember, he was the number one recruit in the country that went to Jackson State. So
Yeah,
he already said
that's natural.
right. He's bringing him to Colorado with him. He bringing his son to Colorado with him. Definitely his son was a Heisman Trophy candidate at one time this year. So you got to bring them. I mean, you got to bring them. People was going in on him about his remember his speech to the Colorado team talking about like, hey, if y'all ain't serious about it, basically, I'm a paraphrase. If y'all ain't serious, y'all go to the transfer portal because I'm gonna bring some people in here who ready to run. If you want to work for real, stay here. But if you ain't trying to
You
work,
want to buy
you know.
in? Let's get it.
And people, you know what? Online people will say, "Oh my God, that's so hurtful to say to them." This is football. I played football. I had coaches who cussed me the hell out. Like, and it didn't personally. I didn't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? I knew what
Coaches
he was trying to
and
do.
directors,
Um,
hey, if they think you loafing, they gonna give it to you.
they trying to get the best out of
Especially
you. They're trying to
Especially if
galvanize
they
the
think
best
you
out of
got
you.
it. Yeah. If they think you got it in you and you ain't bringing it, yeah, you might get cussed out a little bit, but it's gonna bring it out of you.
And then too, as a coach, you don't want some weak-minded ass motherfuckers on your team. So you want them to transfer. You do.
Brittle spirits.
Right. In coaching, who want to coach some kids that ain't gonna put their best effort for? Who want to coach kids that you got to go in there every day and try to motivate them? Like you literally have to go in there and try to motivate, or you can motivate them one time, and you got some people who are self starters. Like I can motivate them, but you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to have to go in. Like if you don't want kids who have a weak mind. Think about it. They 1-11, so it's some weak ass minded kids on that team.
Yeah.
It's some weak links on that team at 1-11. You know what I'm saying? Their quarterback already transferred. He knew what time it was because he's like, man, I know I ain't gonna start. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't think that was harsh to say. That's reality, man. You know what I'm saying? If you a baller and you gonna work hard, then you gonna be there. He ain't gonna cut you. He gonna be like, shoot, that's what I'm trying to see. But if you one of them dudes who like low, I guess a lot of people didn't watch. I watched a lot of those Jackson State University practices on YouTube. I mean, I watched a couple of them, and he was letting them dudes have them. He was like, look, he's like, don't come on my field with this. I mean, Prime was on top of it. He was like, man, he was like, look, he told one dude, he was like, dude, you a walk on. You trying to make the team, and you ain't. And he said, I don't even see you putting out no effort. So that let me know what kind of coach Prime is. It's like, dude, you a walk on, and you ain't showing no effort. Like you supposed to be in that mug.
You even sweating out here?
Right, you supposed to be in that mug because he said you supposed to be trying to get my attention. You a walk, you trying to be a walk on. You supposed to be trying to get the coach attention and like, damn, okay, he about it. He want to play, you know. So man, my hat's off to Prime, man. I don't think he did nothing wrong.
No,
He didn't.
100% behind you.
A million coaches that did the same thing before, you know what I'm saying? So I hope more coaches, I hope more ex-NFL players go to coach HBCUs, and I hope more, and that would actually probably catapult them into, you know what I'm saying, the top school, you know what I'm saying, coaching conversations. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna keep it moving, man. We're gonna keep it moving and groove. We're gonna go back old school long episode on y'all because there's a lot of stuff to cover here. Now when I was talking about the young man, actually I'm jumping around, y'all. Don't kill me, but I'm jump around a little bit. When I was talking about we were talking about the young man who ended up unfortunately killing his mother. And we were saying he was tried as an adult. Now we see our counterparts. We've been hearing a lot of stuff with Kyrie talking about, oh, he's anti-Semitism because he posted that link. Let me show you something. I've been saving this for you, Swag. Let me show you something. Now remember, Kyrie, he's so anti-Semitic. He's so bad. Now the man ain't hurt nobody, shot nobody, did nothing. But you got this guy right here who is, I'm gonna tell you about this dude. This young man right here, he basically just got released from jail. And let me tell you why he got released from jail here. A Manhattan judge releases man accused of plotting to attack New York City synagogues. So he was plotting some synagogue attacks. That he ain't put a link. He was actually plotting synagogue attacks on Jewish people, and he actually got to walk free Wednesday. Prosecutors asked for the second time in 2 weeks that he be held in jail without bail. And guess what? The assistant DA attorney Edward Burns argued that disturbing new facts in the case. Matthew Mayer, 22, were reason enough to keep him locked up after his family paid $150,000 in bail to set him free November 21st. We now know that Mayer, accused accomplice Christopher Brown, and a third individual drove to Pennsylvania on November 18th to purchase the firearm. The individual who drove them has since been arrested. They were basically plotting to shoot up a synagogue. Now, it's funny that somebody who was actually trying to do something, a hate crime against Jewish people, he gets to walk free. He had to walk free. He ain't in jail. You know, they argued that he should be locked up, but he gets to walk free. Um, you know what I'm saying? He didn't get sentenced to talk to no rabbi. He didn't get sentenced to pay nothing back. He didn't have to do no send him to the hall. He didn't have to go to the Holocaust Museum. He didn't have to do nothing but walk his ass out free after plotting to do some shit. And people had so much anger towards Kyrie. Oh man, he's so bad. Oh man. No, remember, nobody had no smoke for Amazon, where he was, the actual company making money off the film. But how do you feel about that? So this man who actually is trying to plot to kill, shoot up a New York City synagogue, he get to walk free. You don't see a bunch of people protesting him. You don't see it all on the news saying all this atrocity he's done so bad. But then as soon as this brother posted a link, he was dragged through the mud by everybody. But the real criminals out here who are actually plotting and trying to do hate crimes, they get to walk free, and then you don't hear no coverage. You don't hear nobody in the news. You don't hear nobody in sports. You don't hear nobody in that community even speaking out. That I've heard. Not that I'm not saying that y'all not, but maybe I didn't see anybody speaking about out against this. Um, and so he got to be released from jail. Him and two other people. And they said that police seized a load of hand magazine and a bulletproof vest that Mayor Brown allegedly planned to use in a synagogue attack. So now he gets to walk out of court free and clear, like nothing happened. And he didn't post no link. He actually had real weapons, but he got to protect the complexion for the protection, of course. So what do you feel about
So
that?
so how close did he get to creating the act?
Well, to the point where he had it plotted. They had bought the weapons. Um, they had, I think they even mapped
I mean,
out. What I'm saying,
that's
they
at
had it
least
all set up
man, that's at least
because they got hit
malintent.
with
Yeah,
charges of conspiracy. Uh-huh.
I
So they
don't know,
face
man.
terrorism and hate crimes, conspiracy. But he out. And they
Well,
said Mayor was later seen. They said they saw him casually puffing a vape pen and smirking as he strolled free with his lawyer when he declined comment.
well,
Mm-mm-mm.
I always said this Kyrie, the anti-Semitic business was all had to do with him not taking the stibbity stab. I told you that. I think that's what that was surrounding. I think they trying to circle back around and get him.
Circle back
And
on
since
him.
they didn't, yep, just like they circling back on Doc Cosby. And I'm telling you, it's like, um, so they publicly beat his ass. They tried to buck break him, but he stood tall.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, let me throw something else in. His lawyer, this young man's lawyer, also told the judge he was troubled and he has bipolar disorder and autism. He bought a bulletproof vest.
Oh,
He had bought a
I
bulletproof
learned
vest before. Ain't that hilarious how they always come up with something when they do something wrong? He had bought a bulletproof vest before he and Brown were busted carrying weapons and a Nazi armband linked to the alleged plot. But defense attorney fired back that the information was already known when Mayor's bail was previously set on November 20th. It said that he also had no bail last month. So this dude been in and out of trouble doing this kind of stuff, plotting this stuff, and they didn't give him no bail last month, so he got out. So he just keep getting out. You know what I'm saying? It's funny you could actually set up and conspire to do something and buy guns and bulletproof vests, and you get to come on out, but then you drop a link and everybody ready to, what I'm saying, crucify you, burn you at the stake and shit. But like I said, the protection for the complexion. So the thing about this, you got a 10-year-old who shot his mother. He getting tried as an adult. You got a grown man who plotted to shoot up a synagogue and he's out on bail. Wow, let that sink in for a minute.
yeah, man. I mean, Man, you already put one out that I really don't have much for. I mean, because
Ah,
it's
leave you speechless on the baby.
no, I mean, I'm sick of saying the same no surprise shit. You know what I'm saying?
It says no surprise.
It's not a surprise. I mean, no, man. No, this is clearly a hate act that he was about to make, and whether he just randomly picked that he was gonna go after synagogues. I just want I want him to be I want his feet to be held to at least the same fire as they did
No, it wasn't.
Kyrie.
It wasn't random. He had the Nazi. They had the Nazi armbands when they got caught and stuff. So it wasn't. It wasn't.
So he's coming from the Nazi side of the game. Oh,
Yeah, they say he was caught with
dang.
him and the other guy Brown were both caught with bulletproof vests, guns for the extended clips. They had Nazi armbands and all that. So that's why the DA was arguing that he shouldn't be let out. The DA was arguing for 2 weeks not to let him out, but the judge said nah, they let him out anyway. And last
Yeah,
month,
man.
his co-defendant Brown was held without bail last month as well. So neither one of these dudes got bail on them. They basically just free to walk. Basically, now if me and you were the culprits for that kind of situation, I guarantee we would not be walking free right
No, we'd have got killed instead of apprehending.
now. Mm-hmm. So this just goes to show, man, like we don't be making this shit up. This shit really be out here. When you look at some of these stories in the news and you like, damn, okay, a 10-year-old boy, damn, shot his mother, okay, tried as an adult. And then when you look at this, you like, well, damn, that little boy in jail. Why they ain't in jail? And these is two grown ass men. But remember, they got autism and they have bipolar. So see what I'm saying? So it's always
Yeah.
something. It's always an excuse of why. I'm waiting for what they say about the Buffalo shooter. I'm sure they probably gonna say, "Oh, well, he was crazy and he didn't really know what he was doing." And even though he had a former FBI agent or CIA agent helping him out allegedly, you know what I'm saying, plot the shit. They gonna try
Yeah.
to be crazy. So yeah, man. I just like us to keep our eyes on stories like this because, you always get the narrative of, us being these, these crazy killers and we doing this off of us talking. Like, black people, we known for joking and roasting and shit. So we get to roasting and joking, and that's the worst thing in the world. We post a link to something, and that's the worst thing in the world. Oh my God, you have to denounce anti-Semitism. You have to denounce. They ain't asking that little white boy to denounce no anti-Semitism. He was gonna blow the whole fucking church up. Shoot the whole church up. His ass walking free right now. They said he was smoking his vape with a smirk on his face and said no comment.
Looking like a Joker and shit.
I mean, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I don't mean that's why I was like, I don't want to hear no more about the Kyrie thing. Now Kanye, I can't fuck with Kanye. That nigga, he's done some things that I mean, you don't do to anybody. Like that's just disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go DEFCON 3 on you and all that kind of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I get some of it's like the stuff he's trying to point out. I get it. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to point this out, but the negative stuff you're doing is outweighing the stuff you trying to point out. So it's a bad look. So with Kanye, I wash my hands of him. But Kyrie didn't do nothing. He ain't do nothing but post a link. He ain't said nothing. He actually said, I'm not against nobody. I fuck with everybody. Kyrie, he's a good ass. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yeah, I have no defense for him. I'm done with. I'm off the DA. God bless him. I hope he finds peace. Hope he finds a sense. But you hanging around known white supremacists like Nick Fuentes, and then Candace Owens, her own known.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, motherfuckers like that. Like no, dude. And then
I
I
don't know
can't.
much about. I don't know much about Lex Friedman though.
Yeah, I mean, Candace Owens married to the dude who owned Parlor, which is a known haven for, white
Yeah.
supremacist talk and shit like that. So it's like, man, I don't fuck with Ye no more. at all, man. I just don't fuck with him. Peace to him and peace and respect. And I hope he, you know what I'm saying? I hope the brother finds peace and I hope he finds whatever he's looking for, whatever he's trying to do. But I don't rock with him. You know what I'm saying? Officially, I'm saying that today. I do not rock with the brother like that. Um,
Yeah, I
you
try
know what
to
I'm
tell
saying?
you.
Not that you know what I'm saying, but not that he didn't make it was some he made it's like this. It's okay, it's cool to make some good points, but then when you do when you do like questionable shit on top of those points, it's like, yeah, I can't really rock with you. I can't really rock with you because it's like he's trying to indicate a group of people when it's really there is that same put it this way. What we always say, the umbrella of WS, the umbrella of white supremacy, that don't exclude there's a big
Yeah,
umbrella, you know what I'm saying? So you can't single
yeah,
out. I don't know,
yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
He just don't have our best interests at heart anymore.
No,
All
he
he's
don't.
worried about is
He
Kanye.
don't. He worried about him. He don't have
And
our best
that
interest.
that's all it really takes for me.
Yeah,
That's all it really takes for me anymore.
yeah, yeah.
Fuck
So,
all that other shit he
but
talking
you
about.
know, but peace and respect to the brother. If you like him, that's cool. Not you
Yeah,
personally.
oh yeah,
Viewers,
love and light and
viewers, if y'all
prayers,
love
but
him,
fuck all that.
because you got some ignorant. I mean, I ain't gonna say ignorant. You got some people out here defend them and whatever like that. You know, but
I
hey,
mean, yeah, like the diehard, them fanboys, they got to get
yeah,
past the music. We
yeah,
ain't heard our
I
we
can't
ain't
defend
heard
them.
our Kelly for 2 years, and I
I
ain't
can't
missed it
defend
yet.
them. I can't defend them, man. Even brother Tariq the She say he can't defend them. He said I can't defend. He said I can't defend them. So a
No,
lot of
no, no.
people.
I'm not saying he's unredeemable or anything. You know, there's
We,
always a path to redemption, but he
oh,
got
this
to
right.
walk a different line for a long time before I buy into his shit.
Yeah, you know, you know what I'm saying. Um, but look, moving right on, we're gonna end the show. We're gonna end the show on some good notes this day. Once again, let's look at these black folks when they get reparations. Let's see them again.
Yeah, yeah. Teeth
All right,
gleaming in them.
all right. Some fun, interesting news. Some good news. This brother right here, our brother Jalen Smith from Mayor. He is the first. He is the youngest elected mayor in the country at 18 years old. Um, Jalen just got elected in Arkansas. He becomes the youngest black mayor in U.S. history at 18 years old, and it's in Earl, Arkansas. A teenager. He is the next mayor of Earl, Arkansas. Jalen. The people of Earl have spoken. He said it feels good. I've been elected the mayor of the great city. People say I am too young, but you have to start somewhere in life. I didn't want to wait until I was 30 or 40 years old to run for mayor. I wanted to do it now. Um, what do you think? What do you think about this story? What are your thoughts on the young man
It's
becoming
good
mayor
for
at
him.
18
Hey,
years old?
good for him. But the funny side want me to say he looked like he on the diaspora part of the side of the
Hell nah.
I'll be playing. Man, good for
Hell
that
no.
brother getting
Nah,
the game. What'd
yeah.
you say?
Now,
Yeah,
Smith, yeah, I
he got
feel, yeah, he
be
did.
in there like Crown Thurman and shit.
I don't know. You say he looked a little Kenyan and stuff. But anyway,
Little Bantu game.
Bantu game. Benin, but Smith says his top priorities as mayor include addressing abandoned buildings, flooding, and other problems. Earl has potential. He said, I want to come back home. I want to feel safe and secure. He said, I want a grocery store here. Smith also made a promise to the younger generation that if they vote for him, he will work to bring them more opportunities, getting them jobs, getting activities, just something because I'm like them. I just want, I want something to do as well. The town's next mayor still lives at home with his parents. He just graduated high school in May and was senior class president.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
Hey man,
I
I
mean, I
like
think it's
that,
a
man.
good thing. I
Yeah,
think it's a good
because
thing.
I mean, number one, he's setting a new. He's bringing another field of occupation. Making it
Mhm.
realistic. His peers sees that, and they might think they might have more swag than him, or they might want to just take that walk, and I think it's good. It's going to give him a good chance to be a tenured politician at a young age and still be, have his finger on the pulse of what the young people are doing. Let's say 10, 20 years down the line, he still ain't going to be 40 yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I
So,
think,
yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, I throw it in and let you. I was gonna say, and it might be a good thing that he's young because he ain't corrupted with some of with politics, like getting, what I'm saying, he's coming in with a fresh new mind to get things done. So
not corrupted or jaded, just eager and earnest. You know what I'm saying?
And I think young folks, I think with seeing that, I think more young people will probably get into politics. And I like the fact that he's trying to focus on young people by bringing jobs to the community. Because I think that a lot of times, when we was growing up, we had summer jobs. Either you had to get a summer job or you was playing sports, little league or whatever it was. A lot of kids nowadays, they don't have nothing to do in the summer. They don't have a lot of things to do. So then when they don't have nothing to do, they get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Idle mind, you know what I'm saying? Devil's playground. So then you start, you know what I'm saying, getting into stuff you ain't got no business getting into. But if you got something to look forward to every summer, like working the summer job or playing on a sports team or doing something constructive with your time. Let's say even if he empowers some of his younger peers to mentor the younger kids, you know what I'm saying, at the elementary school, or you know what I'm saying, or do cleanup drives, have young folks out there help clean up, you know what I'm saying, make the neighborhood look nice and taking pride in the neighborhood and where you live.
Can engage more youth and young people into it. But it's always good to have a black politician south of the Mason-Dixon line. You know what I'm saying?
Especially Arkansas. So,
man.
Arkansas is known as is the most racist state in the country, or one of the most. So it's good to see that. So shout out to young brother Jalen Smith. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we see him. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully down the line he won't be sold out and shit. We be talking to him.
Hey, that's my new favorite Jalen Smith picture.
Yeah. Jalen Smith, like basketball player. Yeah. So shout out to that young brother. Salute to you, young brother. Keep doing what you're doing.
You got the football player too, the one from here, remember?
Yep. So yeah. Shout out to that young brother, man. And we're gonna just about wrap it up here, man. It's been another crazy episode. Oh, one more story before we get out of here. We got 10 minutes to go. One more story before we get out of here. your boy Biden. You know I had to go in on him. Your boy Biden. This is another interesting story where we have to continue to push for, definitely push for reparations. Biden administration wants taxpayers to fund gender reassignment, gender transitions for children. He's trying to get taxpayers gender reassignments for kids. In a move, it says, that would surprise absolutely no one, the Biden administration is preparing to argue that gender transitions for children should be taxpayer funded. A lot taxpayers should pay for chemical crash. They're saying taxpayers should pay for chemical castration and sex change operations. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra wrote that all children and adults should be afforded the life-saving medical necessary care, and that payers, both public and private, should cover treatments which medical experts have determined to be medically necessary. However, there's been pushback about this because a lot of opponents of that, kids can't make that kind of decision. They don't have the mental capacity at that age to make that kind of a life-changing decision, because basically other countries have moved away from gender transitions for children because, unsurprisingly, puberty and hormone treatments can have permanent effects on bones and the brain, and gender transition surgeries are obviously irreversible. But the Biden administration is recklessly pushing for threatening to bring down the might of the federal government or any state that wants to protect children from being rushed down to this path. Now, a lot of the saying they disagree with it, because remember we did the story on remember the trans kids, we did the story on who said they wanted to reverse it. They wish they would have never got the surgery, because they switched. They like, actually, the one dude was like, man, I just want to be a boy now. I was
Yeah,
going through a phase. I don't really want to be. And now he can't get it back. So he walking around with breasts and stuff, and he can't. He want to be a dude
yeah,
now. So
you just
that's
got to
what
live
it's.
for some food.
Yeah, man. And I think they shouldn't do that, man. Like, I don't think taxpayers should be paying for that for one, because that's more of a personal, like thing. That's almost like plastic. So if that's the case, then all plastic surgery should be tax funded. Then you know what I'm saying? It's more of a personal preference than I believe something that's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then too, like you said, it's children. So the shit, a boy at 10 might be like, oh, I think I want to be a girl. And then when he get 15, man, who did this to me? Why y'all let me do this to myself? You know what I'm saying? They even have it now where, in the school that children, remember the law that children could say, oh, well, man, I don't want you to call me by a girl or a boy by a girl. And they could the school can do that without the parents' consent. So I think this is huge. I don't think that Biden should be making taxpayers pay for no gender transition surgeries, just from the fact that it's kids and even adults, man. I mean, that's something that's like almost. I mean, if that's the case, then we should be getting tax breaks for tattoos. Then you know what I'm saying? We should get tax break. Anything you do yourself, you should be able to get a tax. It should be paid for. You know what I'm saying? That's the lane you'd be going into, because it's a physical thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing. Gender transition, I don't think it's a life threatening. Like, I don't think somebody gonna die if they don't have a gender transition surgery. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's life threatening. Now, to them mentally, it might have an effect because if they feel they something different. But that's a personal preference. So if you just like, for women will always have small breasts, I want bigger breasts. That's a personal decision. I don't think my tax dollars should go for your implants, your A cups to turn into C cups or D cups. So what are your thoughts on them trying to push for gender reassignment surgeries to be taxpayer funded?
Well, the fact that it's for kids, that's the biggest thing, I mean, we can't buy damn alcohol until we 21 years old. So I think that should correspond with the consenting age of wanting to get a transition surgery. Now, I honestly, I don't mind paying taxes on chemical castration. That part I can get behind if I had to, because now we talk about your sex offenders, shit like that. But this underage kids, um, changing parts and transitioning. Kids is the biggest creatures. Biggest victims of the moment of anybody in this world, and they see some popping right now, and they want to do it. But like that article we reported on with the kids that had the regrets. You know what I'm saying? You just
Right.
these parents are just gearing toward giving the kids the keys to the Benz at too early an age in life.
Same thing we were saying about the 10-year-old having access to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Access now. And that's what the person. I
when
was
are
gonna
we
say
gonna
that
go
was.
back to
Go ahead.
uh, go ahead.
No, we're a little delayed. Go ahead. You got it.
Oh no, I was saying, when are we gonna go back to parenting and making the hard decisions? Your child go in the bedroom and soak, come out in an hour and eat dinner, and then you move on with life. The lesson is learned, the learning opportunity has been presented, and you get up and you try it again another day. I just don't
Right.
get it, man. It's like the parents are so hell bent on not being that parent that they just giving too much too early.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say
Yeah.
about that.
Now, this is an opinion. The person who wrote this article, this is an opinion article. Now, they also wrote, the damage being done to children in the name of acceptance is despicable, and there will be a national reckoning for it in the future once the consequences are made more clear. The damage to children suffering for gender dysmorphia and to children who have been pushed down this path by social media will already have been done. But the sacrifice of health and the futures of children in the name of inclusion and acceptance, is it shouldn't be tolerated. Basically, is what they said. So yeah, a lot of people are just trying to be but then when you get to those kids who had the gender dysmorphia, like we was covering, they like, man, I wish somebody would stepped in and said, no, you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
only
man. I wish my parents would have been a parent for that one time where I needed an older person to influence me and tell me I can't do something that I shouldn't do until I'm older and old enough to make my own mind up. I mean, how a person that's 15, 16 gonna get their damn dick chopped off and ain't even smell no pussy yet? You know what I'm saying?
right, right. I
I mean,
mean, look.
I ain't mean to get so animated, but
No, I mean,
it's
look.
just true.
I remember I was mad at my mother a long time because she wouldn't let me get a Jerry curl. But after I got grown and now I got all my hair and stuff and like that, I'm happy she didn't let me get that Jerry curl back in the day. But at
You
the
know what I'm
time,
saying?
look, for years I've harbored this feeling. I used to